Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I am going to do a look using the Balm Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. So without further ado, let's get started. Now before I get started on today's tutorial, I wanted to tell you guys about the products that I used today because of the issue I had yesterday. Okay, so I'm using these three products today. Let's talk about this one first. So this is the Resist Brightening Essence, and what this is it's like a serum. It comes in a dropper. Hold on, let me just demonstrate this very quickly. What I like about this particular guy is the fact that there is no fragrance in it. It has licorice, it has green tea, it has, I think, even grapeseed, it has vitamin C in there. It's very light, and I like it because it does feel like I'm hydrating the skin, but also because I suffer from redness in my skin, this actually helps reduce a lot of the inflammation in there. So this is one I would definitely recommend for all skin types. Everyone can use some kind of benefits from antioxidants. Antioxidants are helpful to reduce the signs of aging. Blah! See, my mind is thinking quicker than what I'm trying to say with my mouth. The second thing I went in with my skincare to help with my skin condition are these two products right here. So this is the Moisture Renewal Drops by Paula's Choice, and then this is the Calm Mineral Moisturizer, which is basically a sunscreen, but it has a lot of great ingredients. Green tea as well as in there, chamomile, that's my son, and things that are going to be helpful in calming down the skin's sensitivity. So this is what the oil looks like. It's very light and silky and wonderful. You can actually add this into any moisturizer, booster, serum, and it's just going to help your products and your skin, more importantly, feel soothed and conditioned, and it has argan and it has ceramides in it. Ceramides are helpful with the anti-aging process, and argan is a conditioning oil, so it's just, I have to look a little bit more up on the argan to give you guys more facts so you guys know more benefits on that, and I will make sure to do my homework and do that for you guys. But that's all. I just wanted to tell you guys about the skin and how I prepped it before today. And so let's get started on today's tutorial. So I went ahead and just did my brows off camera. The product I used was the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit Cosmetics. The 3.5 shade is a little bit warmer than the shade 3, but I wanted to kind of bring some drama to my eyebrows. Yes, I look a little bit crazy, but it's all good. Okay, so the first shade in the palette that I'm going to go in with is this shade called Royal Prerogative, pardon me. And I'm just going to take a brush like this. This is the Morphe M573. Any blending brush really will do, but I need to clean my brushes. I'll get to it. So I'm just going into the crease and then just going back and forth. Just trying to get that color in there. Once I have it in the depth that I want it, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shade called Empress, which is the orange shade in the palette. I'm going to use the same brush and tap your brush. So this is not the first time I've ever used Colored Raine eyeshadows, but this is the first time I've ever used this palette, and so far, so great. Just back and forth. I haven't figured out if I'm going to go in I haven't decided if I'm going to do a halo eye or if I'm going to do a cut crease. I want to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines using these two shades, so I'm going to go back in with a blending brush. I am going to go back in also with Royal Prerogative just to make sure, because sometimes it just needs a little bit of love and a little bit of patience by blending it in. I like this particular brush too because it's kind of tapered. So, Morphe M573. So the next shade in the palette, I'm going to use a different brush. This is the Morphe M506. It is tapered and it is kind of still fluffy. And I'm going to go in with this shade called Ladyship. And I'm kind of keeping this very tight in the crease. I am going to probably also go in the outer corner of my eye. So I am kind of starting to Bring it down that way. Okay, so the next shade in the palette I'm going to go in with is this shade called Queen Mother. Now this is a shimmer shade, but it's a darker, deeper purple than the Ladyship shade. So maybe I'll mix them both just to kind of take away some of that shimmer. Tap the brush. And I really wanted to add it to give the outer corner depth and more of that smoky eye effect. And just packing it on. Sweet. It's working. So the way that I'm using this, I'm mixing both of them and kind of going back and forth and just kind of rubbing it into the outer corner of my eye. I'm not too concerned about like being too perfect towards the inner corner because I think I'm going to do a half cut crease on my lid. So all I want to do is shimmer shade in that inner corner and brighten up that inner corner. So that's how it's looking. I also did take this brush and I did go kind of along the crease fully, so it brings that dark color towards the inner part of my eye as well, because when I cut it out, it's just gonna show the gradient effect of the eye. Okay, I'm on the fence on what shimmer shades I want to use, because I'm thinking these three here. I do want to use this cranberry somehow, but let's start with the lightest shade. So the lightest shade is in the palette is this shade called Crown. I'm going to use the MAC 242 synthetic brush to apply it. I did wet this brush also to pick up that pigment, and I'm just going to go ahead and start adding it to the inner part of my crease. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, that was too easy. Sometimes when I do shimmer shades and add it to the lid, it's so damn hard to get the pigment on it. I'm going to go ahead and add that shade, Your Majesty, which is the gold shade in the palette because it is so damn beautiful. And I'm going to go ahead and just, so I have that gradient effect, I'm going to add it to the center of the lid. I am going to go back also with the shade Queen Mother, which was the shimmery purple shade in the palette. So everything looks very blended. So yeah, so that way the lightest shade and the darkest shade kind of look blended. I'm kind of just going back and forth very slowly and patting, using a patting motion, applying the pigments together onto the lid. So everything looks just very blended. This is a little tedious because it does take time. You want to be patient when doing a look like this and just kind of grabbing some of the pigment over to so that they all look blended. There's just something about doing a wing liner on camera that makes me feel kind of nervous. I feel like, heart palpitations. Anyways, I went in with the Sonia Kashuk gel liner in the shade Ebony, and I used an angle brush like this. What I like about this gel liner for me is that it is so easy to use. It doesn't set up so quickly. I like that it doesn't drag the makeup across the eyelid and then you have skips in your liner. So this is definitely one, if you can find it, definitely one I would recommend. Like really playing with this Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow by Stila. This is in the shade Gold Goddess, and I'm taking like a synthetic brush like this that has a point to it and just applying it to the top part right there. Almost like patting motion because I don't want it to drag any of the product. It always scares me doing this. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a wet wipe. This is the Paula's Choice Gentle Cleansing Wipes. And I'm just going to go along and clean up the outer edge of the eye, just so that way it looks cleaner. I don't always do this, but for this look today, I am. So now I'm going to go ahead and just do my base off camera, and then we'll finish up the eye look. So now that I'm looking so flat as snow, Is it still look flat? Well, it's definitely very white. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the eye look. Okay, so going back into the palette, I'm going to go ahead and start with the shade Ladyship. So that's that purpley shade. And I'm just going to go along this lash line here. Do another shade here, another one that's dark, the Queen Mother. That's that shimmery purple shade, and I'm gonna go really tightly. Why am I not using this mirror to make you guys, it makes it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go really tightly along the lower lash line just to smoke it out a little bit on the lower lash line. And I'm gonna blend it with the shade in a minute. And then I'm going to add, to help blend out the lower lash line, I'm going to add the shade Royal Prerogative and some of this Empress shade, which is that orange shade in the palette. On a blending brush, this is my Nancy blending brush. I do have a code to save you 10% on it. I love this brush. I love the way it blends out my lower lash line. Like that. Woo. Before I go in with my lashes, the mascara that I like to use on the upper lash line is the Roller Lash because of the length. I love that it gives my lashes length, and it really helps blend the lashes into the false lashes that I'm about to apply, so it'll just make more sense. I've tried other mascaras on my lashes and then adding a falsie, and I just don't feel like it blends well into the false lash, so this is my favorite for that. Okay, so now that my lashes seem to be dry enough to apply my falsies, I'm going to go ahead and apply these. These are so dramatic. So this is by Flutter Lashes. This is in the style Intoxicating. They are very dramatic and very long. So if you guys are looking for something a little bit tamer, I could recommend or suggest the Icona Lashes. It's the style Make Him Miss Me. That's what you guys know. That's my favorite style. I wore that on my wedding day. But because this eye look is so dramatic, I wanted to go in with a dramatic lash. So you want to wait until the glue is tacky enough. And I put a pretty thin layer of glue along the lash band because you don't need globs of it, and I wait about over 30 seconds, at least a minute, for it to get tacky. I do blow on it, and then once I think it looks okay to apply, then I'll either use something like this. This is actually a lash applicator. Tarte makes one. You can probably buy one on Amazon. I see them at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls. They sell them everywhere, so if you guys are looking for one. But also I use tweezers to apply them too, so tweezers are also, or just your hands. But I have insanely put my lashes on. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Retractable Liner in the shade White along my waterline, because it's just going to make my eyes look bigger and pop. Just along the lash line. See how that just made the difference? It just makes the eyes brighter, and it makes the eye look just pop. So for my lower lash line, I like to go in with the Better Than Sex mascara because this eye look is so dramatic. This mascara is what makes the look really great. So I love this mascara. The wand looks like this. If you have short lashes, I think you could still use this, although I know some people that say that it's the wand is a little too fat for them. So then I would suggest the Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit, the one that I used first before I applied the false lashes. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use this along the lower lash line, and it's just going to make the lashes look really like doll-like or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Amrezy highlighter by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to add that into my inner corner to help brighten that area up. This is also the highlighter I used all over my face. Like that. All right, you guys, that completes the look. All finished. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Keep it nice. See you next time.